Never break, always fight, never quit, do it right, play the game, win it life, have no shame, there's no time, feel the pain, live the grind, I could change, in my mind, pick a lane, commit and climb, the only way to win it life, I never miss that fact,
I really think that there's been a sorely missed opportunity for developers to take a step back from competition and take a step forward with community. And if they do that, I think we all win, because community, I would argue, is the one thing that no one's trying to solve. We're trying to solve recruitment. We're trying to solve competition. Tell me, where's community? Honestly, any one of you, go ahead. Shout out what's the national community for Scholastic right now. Any title, tell me.
Yeah.
Where do I go? How do I meet and hang out?
Of the storm. How does community zero?
There's nothing. It doesn't exist anymore. And it doesn't exist statewide. It doesn't exist school-wide. It doesn't exist region-wide. It doesn't exist nationally. It doesn't exist digitally on Twitch. It doesn't exist digitally on Discord. It doesn't exist through any form of skill-based development. It doesn't exist on any form of, skill-based learning or just pure socialization and fandom. Huge missed opportunity. You want to take their time and make it more efficient, in my opinion, tell Riot Scholastic politely to stop what they're doing with competitive, and their integration with LCS should be, Twitch, symposiums and summits and conversations and learning and all sorts of wonderful things, and promoting camps and educational learning activities and RSSA sponsored curriculum. That will move the needle. I don't see any of that.
So Chris, that was pretty much the last topic. You kind of wrapped it in a nice package called community. And I was kind of thinking more from an organizer and a broadcaster point of view around growing fandom. And how do we get fandom around collegiate esports to look more like traditional sports across the board? And, that helps us go out and sell sponsorships in the place, of which trickles down to all our member schools that we represent. But when we go to brands and we can't check that box of, 1 billion impressions and 1 million views, we still are challenged with selling those sponsorships. So my last and final is, do we have any?
A battle for the playoffs begins. We welcome you inside of the booth here. Klutchke alongside Asher Vok with you for the round one of the NJCAAE Overwatch playoffs, round number one. Number 20, Iowa Western Reavers taking on the number 13 Westchester Vikings. Both of those numbers on seeds, by the way. Iowa Western Reavers coming out 4-2 in group 4-2 in group 6, giving them the third place slot there. Meanwhile, the Westchester Vikings, the higher seed, the number 13 side, 5-1, only one lost record, but number 2 out of group number 4. So the Vikings and the Reavers going at it here, and a very interesting lineup here for these two teams. But again, 5-1 versus 4-2. But we always, as we know in the playoffs, anything can happen.
And honestly, pretty interesting lineup indeed. And right, this is just a few days before the Overwatch 2 meta is completely shooken up, right? Because of the introduction of a brand new tank by the name of Ramatra, right? Who has 2 different forms, one being Nemesis and the other being pretty normal, right? Which I'm excited for. And when it comes to these teams heading right into playoffs, of course, when it comes to the Reavers versus the Vikings, this is probably the last time we're going to be seeing some key tanks, such as maybe Zarya or Reinhardt, as they may switch them out for a different one, Ramatra in the next couple of days. And despite this playing the playoffs, playoffs, right? It gets intense. It gets pretty hardcore. And so far, right, I haven't been back in the casting seat for Overwatch in a hot minute, so I'm back to be here. And at the same time, some of the plays I have seen on this channel from different teams, right, especially Hawking, lately have been absolutely insane. I mean, you know what? I'm ready for it, but at the same time, I know my throat's going to be absolutely torn up after this, knowing there are probably going to be some key hype moments, Keegan.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of hype moments as well. Again, this is playoffs. I mean, we saw a lot of hype moments earlier on in the week during their Overwatch as well. So, earlier on in the week when he had ECAC on. So, too, of some expectations as well. NJCAAE bringing up the hype here as well for the playoffs. Number 20 versus number 13 about to go underway. First map up, Lijiang Tower, and it is a night market start here for these two teams. And let's take a look at their lineup. They're pretty much basically going to be running meta, except if you're Iowa Western, you're running something different 3 ways over, a Mercy, Genji, and an Orisa instead.
Interesting, and there's a name I'm pretty sure you're going to be particularly happy with over on the Westchester Vikings side by the name of Sussy Naka. I cannot believe my first time in my career I am reading that out, right? As Westchester already getting onto the point as control unlocks in at least less than 9 seconds, and already it is a fight for this point as Iowa Western Chester, let's go already. The Reaper shots from Alphan going off quite well, but unfortunately getting down by Temperantia with an assist from Orisa and Lucio. Already we are seeing some pretty high intensity kills on this point.
Yeah, well, they flipped the point into Iowa Western side. So the Reaver's off to a running start here, 4%, and good entry point there, especially from the railgun shot from Temperantia, like you were saying earlier. So here they come one more time, trying to enter right in, but having a little bit of trouble doing so. They're just waiting for the right moment to kind of step right on in. Temperantia's got a full charge railgun, but it's denied access. Luna gets the headshot, is going to get rezzed up, so that's where Key Lime comes into play. A big res there keeps this a 5v5 situation. Often going to get rid of the Orisa right away, and it's going to be a good fight when this is a back-off situation, unless Temperantia can go and clutch up, but it's not going to happen anytime soon. It's going to be a one-fight flip, and it's over to Westchester.
All right, and the Vikings managed to clutch this control point with only 3%, as Western is left with 34%, wanted to get here and clean up the job. And here we come, Mayo with the Lucio and Cinna with the Roadhog. That is one big boy, but unfortunately gets speared by the Orisa. Manages to get that little bit of health back, and there are so many ults ready for Westchester right now, including the whole hog from Cinna and the ultimate from the Kiriko as well, and a very big beat drop in just a second coming from Sussy Naka, right? And Cinna currently fighting for, and that is a kill against Key Lime, as Western's healer is just down and out with Mayo looking very low on health too. Frugi going out against Cinna as well. Absolutely nasty couple of kills coming from the tank on Westchester's side.
Yeah, look, Westchester didn't even need to use they didn't even need to invest, well, they invested both of their support ults, but I mean, the Kitsune Rush, you didn't need to invest into the whole hog, so you still have the whole hog, you still have an overclock, but for Iowa Western side, you have Silent Storm switching on over to the Cassidy instead, which, pretty interesting switch there, 2 longer range characters anyways, but now that you have the overclock coming out for Tarantia, hopefully for Iowa Western, this has to do something here to flip it right back, and it absolutely does. 2 kills on the domes of Alphan and Void, and making a third from Silent Storm instead, so a long-range character switch is going to work out for the Reavers. They flip it right back, and what an overclock for Iowa Western. They keep the Terra Surge, they keep the Valkyrie. It's looking good for them.
And true for Westchester, that is a switch quickly on Cinna's part over from the Roadhog to the Zarya, which might be a little bit of a better choice as you have those barrier options. You have more options for defense, especially against Iowa Western right now and on your teammates, right? So we're kind of switching back, looking into the meta a little bit, as it looks like Westchester is pushing in with so much going on. Iowa Western looking to try and keep this point, but it's absolutely contested as we might see a Reaper Death Blossom, and that's it. That's 2 kills against Temperantia, and Mayo with Luna getting that kill. But Alphan looking very low, only at 50 HP. I make a mistake here as Alphan gets boosted up to 144, and that is a team kill with Westchester managing to take this point back in an instant.
Yeah, Fwagi using that Terra Surge, I'm not too sure, because, I mean, yes, you were trying to win a fight, but 2 of your players were already down. I'm not too sure if a Terra Surge was warranted. Also, you have the Kiriko on the other side that didn't use Suzu for a little while, so that Suzu comes in handy, clearing out everybody and basically nullifies every single point of damage that you had, maybe except for the Reaper, but I mean, really, that use of Terra Surge now gone basically for the rest of this game, unless they can build it up that fast. But Luna taking a good shot onto Mavel to start, 92% and rolling, close enough for this round to end here on the night market. But overtime clock may or may not be activated here, depending on if anybody can get a touch. I don't think anybody is, and nobody is going to get a touch in time. Void gets 3 kills in the meantime on the Kiriko, along with the Kitsune Rush, a huge one for them. And Westchester goes up in the Lijiang series 1-0. What a push from them.
And Kiriko absolutely going insane on that last one, right? With the not one, not two, but 3 elims in just a span of 3 seconds. And here I am thinking that Western was going to take this in the bag, right? It was looking like such a dominant point placement for them until Westchester just came out of nowhere with multiple team kills, managing to cap that point just in time before it could be contested once again.
Yeah, it was just an interesting side swap from Iowa Western. Had the right idea, but I think, again, if you had that Terror Surge in the last fight, you probably win. You probably make a little more noise there, but instead Westchester with Void able to take them all down. So Westchester going back to the meta side, but Iowa Western this time will go on the May instead. Westchester had a Junkrat before, but my friend Septilence will be denied his Junkrat this time. So, anyways, you know... you have to play spoiler just a little bit, but Luna playing spoiler onto the other team, but traded out right away. So 1 Reaper and 1 Lucy have gone. It's a trade fight. This is close. Ooh. I mean, both sides losing a support and a DPS at the same time. So this might come down to how Luna is playing right now. And Luna's already got 2, Temperantia's got 2. It's the Sojourns battling each other, and Luna's going to win the mirror fight, which means Westchester looking good to win this one out. It's only a Zarya and a Roadhog here on the point. Sojourn versus Sojourn versus Zarya here in the meanwhile, but hitting shots left and right, they're going to be able to clear the point, and it's going to be Iowa Western backing off. The Vikings have control.
All right, I'm a little scared here. That Junkrat might prove to be a little bit of trouble here for Western, as you have so much to worry about when it comes to traps, and that's what I'm talking about, right? Oh, Alphen getting 2 kills on both Temperantia and Keyline, with Void getting a kill on Silent Storm with a 5-player kill streak already. Westchester coming out here strong and very, very strong indeed. At this point, they're just spawn camping Western over in the corner.
You can't do that right now. They're just letting them stay in this thing, and a great hook. Temperantia stays alive temporarily, but temporarily the key word right there is they get them all the way out. That's 2 kills for Alphen yet again. And this is going to be a round that Iowa Western, I mean, they use the overclock here, but unless this finds maybe 1 or 2, it might not do anything. Take a breather's out there. Kitsune Rush is also going to be used on either side, or rather on Westchester's side. But it's not going to matter here for Iowa Western. Westchester going to play touch the spawn doors as they get up to halfway home.
God, Westchester at this point, they're not even on the point. They're just straight up camping Western. Or maybe I spoke too soon, as Silent Storm switching over to Widow, getting an absolute nasty headshot, meaning Westchester has just lost their 1 healer for briefly, you know, temporarily, just a second. And oh my god, this has to be the biggest riptire of Alphan's career. And there it goes, trying to find its target. And will it hit? And it does for 1 person, which is Frogi being the unfortunate recipient on the other end of that fat riptire. And Temperantia getting a kill on Alphan. So that is the end of the Junkrat for now. With Cinna managing to get the headshot trade over on Temperantia.
Yeah, and this Junkrat works out so well, and again, or now our friend Septilence is happy, but Alphen on this Junkrat, so many choke points, right, in this control center that this Junkrat's going to just pop off. As long as you're hitting shots, as long as you're hitting the mines, you place the traps in the right place. If everything works for you, this Junkrat is perfect. But now you take a look at the percentages. Something needs to go here for Iowa Western. Unfortunately, you're not going to have a Sound Barrier coming up this fight. You do have a res coming up, but for how long can you survive when Luna and Void are aiming for your heads? It's going to be all or nothing, and it's going to be everything for Westchester CC as the Vikings, a clean control center and a 2-0 win on Lijiang Tower, putting them up in the series 1-0.
At this point, you just might as well switch Westchester's name over to Mr. Cleaner Pine Sol, because they absolutely mopped the floor with Iowa Western this game, getting absolutely very few contests. And no matter what Western tried to do, it's like no matter how many times they tried to touch the point, they just couldn't grab it. With Temperantia, of course, getting to play of the game here with some absolutely nasty headshots. And no matter how many people tried to dive out of the way, it just wasn't enough.
Yeah, it's nowhere near enough, and Westchester putting on a show for us right at the end, especially with that first. I think really that first fight signified what was going on there. The trade fight going on, and then all of a sudden Luna just popping off, and that allowed the rest of the team to just do their thing, especially on control center. It's such a hard point to try and retake because of that choke point, especially against a Junkrat. When you've got that Junkrat pushing into you with that in that choke point in the spawn doors, or rather in the doorway that you're trying to get into, it's really tough to retake and get into Control Center in general. So a good play there from Westchester CC. So the Vikings go up in the series 1-0. Now it is playoffs, so no map set, nothing like that whatsoever. But for this next map mode, it is push. Only 3 to choose from: Esperanza, Coliseo, and New Queen Street. So for these guys, I mean, there might be map differentials. I mean, if you're looking at Iowa Western, you're looking at longer sight lines, so maybe Coliseo is your pick here, but that, or maybe even Esperanza, really. I mean, but unless you have the big tower kind of just blocking either side. But in terms of long range, maybe maybe Coliseo's their pick. We'll see here in a little while. You'll see it in the top right corner when our producers get word as to what map they are picking. But for push, I mean, you've only got 3 options. Not a lot to choose from here.
Yeah, and 3 options. I mean, Coliseo might be the best pick here, right? It honestly goes with the synergy you have with a lot of the heroes you pick for Coliseo, right? And at the same time, seeing what happened with Iowa Western the last game against Westchester and how hard they try to get the control point, when it comes to something like push, I mean, you're right, long range might be your best bet. But at the same time, with such an aggressive team like the Vikings, maybe you're better off going, and I cannot believe I'm saying this, but you know, it might be a good bet with the Junker Queen Junkrat combo, right? Because you have that tank pushing in, being aggressive, maybe able to get in the back lines, and Junkrat getting some of those smaller choke points at the same time with traps and mobs. Like, so much you have to worry about, right?
Right, and
yeah.
So by the way, we have our next map pick, and the next map pick is actually a quote coming from one of the players from Iowa Western, and apparently the map name is Rome. It is it's Rome. It's not Coliseo, although technically not wrong.
I refuse to believe that for 1 second. No, this has to be some Mandela effect stuff going on right now. It's absolutely Coliseo, man. What do you mean Rome? It's Coliseo. That's a Coliseum, is it not, Clutch? It's a Coliseum.
Oh boy, Coliseo's the map pick here, already in game, and here we go for this map. Westchester opting again longer sight lines. Name of the game here for Westchester, or it's actually, I thought Iowa Western might have picked for longer ones. They did one fight really well in the Cassidy, but instead opt for the meta DPS of Sojourner and Reaper. Westchester opting for the Sojourner and Cassidy this time around, so a little bit of a side swap, if you will, for the DPSs. And Key Lime on the Baptiste now. Meanwhile, kills being traded left and right. However, Iowa Western gets the best of it for right now. Silent Storm is in your backline. You gotta watch out. 2 kills are ready for this Reaper, and it's gonna be a first push coming from the Reavers.
Yeah, and it's already Christmas. You better not shout, pout, or cry, because Iowa Western already coming out of the bag with so many kills. And honestly, an interesting pick from Keylime, right? With the Baptiste, I mean, sure, it allows for better movement, and you do not only have that immortality field, but Baptiste's ultimate is going to be absolutely nutty with a lot of these close corners fights and even long range, right? And here we are with Senna pushing in with the Roadhog. That's definitely going to be an issue, as Senna is losing a lot of health, but healing up just in time. But Luna, the Sojourn, is gone in just a second with a key from Silent Storm, and Alfan getting a kill on Keylime's immortality field, which might prove to be a little bit of a problem, but Silent Storm nods right in the face with a nasty left hook from Roadhog.
Yeah, and a good punch, and I mean, that's the hook punch combo, right? Dealing you a lot of damage if you get that right. Now the Deadeye's coming out. We'll see if this gets anything. It does find one. Temperantia just sticks his head up just a little bit too much. The Sojourn does go down, and now it's going to be Key Lime out of the picture as well. So momentum shifts on over. If you're Iowa Western, though, you got it all the way up to a point where the forward spawn just isn't quite there, but it's enough for you to come back just a little more and bring back a fight. So if you're Iowa Western right now, you've got 3 ultimates to use, a 4th one coming up in the sound barrier. Westchester's got 4 of their own. Really, the only difference is going to be the difference on an overclock and a Deadeye here. Other than that, every other ultimate is online. So here we go with this part. And, Silent Storm caught in the back line. That's not good. That's a 4-on-5 trade, and no reses either. Every ultimate going to be invested. This is an ult fight in general. 5 ultimates at the same time being used. Who gets the benefit of the doubt here? That's a 6 coming out from Foggy, who gets a kill onto Void. Make it 7 as Senna goes in with a whole hawk to make a difference, and make a difference they will. 2-on-1 trade in favor of this team from Westchester CC. The Death Blossom out though, and another ult being used. 8 ults in total this fight alone, and it will be Iowa Western taking control back.
Oh my god, call an ambulance, but not for Iowa Western at this moment, as Westchester is almost absolutely wiped by not 1, 2, 3, but 5 different ultimates all at once. No matter how many ultimates they themselves try to put out, it just wasn't enough, as Western managing to take back the bot and get the push here, but already contested, as it is another fight between Westchester and Iowa, but Mayo going down and out, meaning that Western has just lost their healer, without them getting a couple of nasty shots as Reaper, but oh, that is a kill on Silent Storm. Reaper versus Reaper, but Alphen comes out on top and looking to push again, and that is another kill against Arisa, and Senna getting a kill on Temperantia, making this an issue, turning this back against Western.
I've ever said that my favorite character is the Reaper guy. No, I won't go into the copy pasta. I won't go into the copy pasta yet. Unless the Death Blossom comes out, and then if I do, at which point my producer will mute me. We all know this. But anyways, Westchester coming out here with the fight win, 10 meters out from the change here, and a good flip from them if this happens. Temperantia flicks the head of Alphen though, so good night, Reaper guy. 1 meter out, by the way. This is super close, and it's even closer now. 0.3 meters away. You have to contest this if you do not want to lose the lead in such a close game. Iowa West been able to pull away the bot for just a little while. The whole hog is out from Cinna, which does no damage onto the metal, and Luna's found 2 heads on for this, or rather on the Keyline and on Temperantia. 3-0 trade here, as the Westchester Vikings will take the lead halfway through.
My god, forget watching Iowa Western and Westchester CC. It's like I'm transported back to the Overwatch League Finals once again. This is like San Francisco Shock versus Dallas Fuel, and I don't know how to feel about it, as Senna getting a kill on Temperantia. Yet again, the tables have been turned on Iowa Western, as they are out here fighting for control over this once again. Silent Storm trying to go in here, maybe see if they can get some of the back lines, but maybe not enough, as Luna gets a kill on Mayo. That is a Keyline Baptiste Mortality Field taken out. Alphen taken out as well. See, Senna getting a kill on the healer, meaning Keyline is down and out just for a couple of seconds already. This is going to be a pretty intense team fight. And here we go. The Death Blossom. Silent Storm getting a double kill on both Sussy, Naka, and Void. And a 3rd kill on Senna, getting the revenge kill. Oh my gosh. I cannot believe I'm watching this right now. What is going on? What is going on?
I don't know. This is just so much going on. Can we also point out too that the speed boost plus the Death Blossom, oh boy. I mean, you call the whole hog, I mean, I've heard the whole hog plus the Kitsunere Rush called the meat grinder. What do you call that? But the Death, oh my god, but the Death Blossom is out, and Alphen's just gonna go right into the back line. 2 kills already, plus an Immortality Field. Alphen's got 3, and all that's left is an Arisa that's gonna use the ultimate. Foggy uses it, the Terror Surge, but it's not even gonna matter. Vikings back on the push side, and probably gonna get forward spawn yet again out of this.
Holy team wipe, Batman. That was absolutely nasty, absolutely deadly coming from Westchester, as they have 80, a whole entire lead, and they have made the 2nd checkpoint with this push spot, and they only have 1 more to go before they manage to take this again, meaning they would be in a 2-0 lead. Oh, man.
Yeah, you can't really deny that they need to win this one if you're Iowa Western. You need to win 1 or 2 fights here, try to bring this back. Unfortunately, when Sinna's in the game, you're not going to be able to try to win these fights unless you kill him very early on. Sinna's got the kill on the Keyline early on. Tagvisor is out, but is this going to find anything is the question. Silent Storm onto the Genji, looking for the kill in the backline. Does get rid of Senna, so your tank is gone. However, Temperantia's gone, and now Luna finds the overclock kill onto Mabel. Got 2 of their own, and it's just all over. Westchester continues to march on.
Man, here I am thinking, okay, Keyline's the last one alive. Unfortunately, she just does not make it out in time. However, most of Iowa Western coming back online. But Westchester is getting very, very dangerously close to this last checkpoint, meaning that Iowa Western is going to have to fight for their rights to survive in this very, very last minute clutch. And I don't know if they're going to be able to do it. And okay, so the bot is being pushed by Iowa Western, but Silent Storm looking very low as Genji tries to make it out here, but that's an ultimate ready. I don't know if Silent's going to be able to use it in any second. We're just going to have to wait and see. And Sussy Naka getting a melee kill on Mayo, but so much is going on as most of Western and Westchester are both taken out. But oh my god, who will be the last one to stand? And it's Westchester!
Cinna comes out with 3 there. Cinna comes out with 3 there on the Kitsune Rush, which is huge for them. And that also means they keep the Death Blossom. And you've got, the only ultimate you've got against this right now is Mabel, who's going to have the Death Blossom. But if you can force the Death Blossom, or rather, if you can force the Sound Barrier out early from Mabel, this is a free win here for Westchester. So this is going to be theirs right now. 117 meters out. A good hook on to the soldier in your back line. Here comes the pinch maneuver. Here comes the cavalry. If you're the side of Westchester, the whole hog is out. And this is just going to push a few off the map. See you later. You're not even on the map anymore. Go to the next one if you're Pwogi right now, because you can't even survive out there. And this is going to be Westchester winning this fight yet again into Final Fight territory.
Oh my god, we just witnessed the most beautiful meat grinder combo coming from Cinna and Fire.
Oh my god!
Westchester. Oh, wait,
Jeez.
no! Alvin getting a kill and Cinna
This
getting a kill
might
on
be
Silent
it.
Storm.
Yeah,
this is just spawn camping.
This might
has
be.
to
Oh my god,
Oh,
this might
this
be
has
it.
to be
130 meters left to go, seeing if they can get anything else, but they're in the final 5 meters. They're just denying them access. Don't even worry about a close game, folks. Westchester says we will just complete the map and go up 2-0 in the series. What a win there for Westchester after going down in the first 50 meters of the game, brings it all the way back home and completes the map. Wow.
Don't talk to me. I'm dead. I'm deceased, even. Do you know how much of an insane match that was? It was just back and forth and back and forth. There is so much going on. At this point, my brain is no longer a brain. It has been de-wrinkled. It is scrambled eggs. I am exhausted. What I have just witnessed today was one of the most intense matches in my entirety of casting for Esports U. That was... Oh man, I might need a Red Bull after this one, Clutch. I'm tired.
Yeah, the energy
So
drink
good.
pull might be out here in a little while, but 2-0 here for this series thus far. Westchester coming out, and again, it was looking kind of good for Iowa Western. If we're going to be truthfully honest here, because you look at the start, 50 meters to start for Iowa Western, and then all of a sudden Westchester turns on the Jets. And just turns this game on heel and completes the map the entire way through, let alone doing it in the fashion that they did. Cinna popping off at the same time, Alphen doing the same exact thing on that Reaper. So, I mean, either way you look at it for right now, and Luna at the same time too, even all the overclocks making some sort of impact there for the side of Westchester. Every one of the pieces fell together after that first 50 meters, and that's the way push works, right? Even if you're down so many meters at the very beginning, you as a Glads fan know this against the Shock back in, I think it was mid-season madness, right? You very well know this. Even if push goes a distance, if all the pieces start to fall together in the latter half, that's where it counts. So that's where you can get a huge lead, but even then, if the pieces fall in the latter parts of the stage, it's really not going to matter when your team just pops off like that. So 2-0 lead here for Westchester College on match point, on advancement point, if you will, because if they win, the number 13 seed will advance on to play the number 4 team in the Hawking College Hawks, who await them in the next round. I believe also playing them later today. Hawking College is the number 4 seed, by the way, getting a bye, so they probably are watching this with intent to see who their opponent will be, maybe to get some, I don't know if in esports, right, you get some film on them, if you will, or VOD review. I don't know if you can really review the VOD of this, but you're watching some film on them right now.
Yeah.
In any case, but next map coming up is going to be Hybrid, so not push necessarily where you've got only 3 maps to choose from. Hybrid, you got a little bit more to pick from, but any chances that Kings Row gets picked here?
I mean, maybe. You know, I haven't seen Kings Row played in a while. Like, it's like no matter how many games I play, even in like Overwatch 2, that is the one map I have not gotten in like the 2 months I have played this game.
Oh,
it is
boy.
absolutely insane. It is so cursed, right? I mean, Kings Row, it's really cursed. It just doesn't work for me. The algorithm is busted, right? And so when
I
it
mean,
comes to
Kings Row
this, it's
is
a
more
bit-
the normalized map, if anything. But I mean, if let's see who they. Yep. Okay. Well,
Scrims
Row.
Row?
Okay. Yes. The normal name of this is Kings Row. However, teams like to call this Scrims Row because this is the map that most teams will scrim on. And so go. I guess if you're Iowa Western, go with what you're comfortable with. Because right now with Kings Row being the next map. This is more of a comfort pick of anything because Westchester probably has also played Kings Row so much that you have just an open interpretation. There's so many things you can do here. The meta, we've seen it before. I know a Contenders game the other day, I think it was in Contenders NA, It was High Five versus Pirates in Pajamas, I believe. They took the first point in 33 seconds. I mean, if you're playing for comfort, here's where you do it on Kings Row. Not going to do it on Eichenwald. Not going to do it on any other hybrid map, really. I mean, Midtown's too new to play, I guess, and it's not a very popular one because of Trainer Underpass. But still, I guess Kings Row is the pick coming up here in a little while. So we'll see what these teams pull out in the meantime. And the attacking side. Oh, are we going to see double flyers?
There's no way.
Are we going to see double flyers plus a Doomfist? I mean,
there's no way.
This could just be a bait, by the way. They are attacking side. This could very well just be a bait.
No, could you imagine if they actually went with Doomfist? At this point, I think Senna would be my number one. I'd be a number one fan of Senna if that happened. It would be solidified. You can't change my mind on that.
So Senna, if Senna is the one, if Senna is the one that stays on the Doomfist here, I mean, you're up 2-0. You can try something else, right? I guess. I mean, unless you, I mean, if the Doomfist works, the Doomfist works. Are they going to keep this? Is the question.
That is.
Oh my gosh! Wait, no, they are.
My God.
They're keeping this. They're keeping this.
No way.
It's double flyers. It is double flyers plus a Doomfist out here. The only thing of meta in this case is the Echo. This is the only thing that is happening right now. The Doomfist almost gets the Reaper down, and now the Doomfist in the backline. Unfortunately, Temperantia gets Alphen out of the skies, but still you have Luna to worry about in up the air as well. And right now, they've just got them pushed back. You lose a chunk of your damage down, and Luna going down. Both of the double flyers staggered out here. So Senna's going to have to back up, and Iowa Western defends the first 30 seconds.
Oh my God, if Senna manages to get multiple kills as Doomfist, forget calling this Overwatch 2. It's going to be like watching a whole FGC replay of Street Fighter, right? A Sunstorm getting a kill on Alphan, meaning that Sky protection has just been down, but Sussy Naka managing to get the revive on Alphan. I mean, thank God that you have Mercy on your team, right? Yeah. Which I imagine Sussy Naka is going to have a hell of a job to do, having to heal so many people, but Silent Storm looking very low. However, that Doomfist is coming in loud and proud, with Alphan and Void getting both a kill on Silent Storm and Poogie, making this a very big issue for Western, as Temperantia goes out as well with a kill with Luna, and Senna actually managing to get a kill on Keyline with Doomfist. Doomfist!
You're loving the Doomfist pick. I think I've had one too many games where the Doomfist just, just absolutely terrorizing me. So I'm glad one of us is happy about a Doomfist being
no, absolutely happy about Doomfist.
Oh yeah. This is rare. This is a rare sighting. This is a rare sighting, especially in this meta where the Doomfist isn't really picked because of a Roadhog, but instead Iowa Western, or guess Westchester having a little bit of fun knowing that they're up 2-0, playing a little bit of a different composition than what we're used to seeing, right? We're used to seeing the Reaper Sojourn, but in this case, neither is going to happen. Luna is bionated, by the way, a great bionade from Keylime onto Luna, preventing Luna from doing anything, although Sussy Naka probably with the res coming up here onto Luna, which does happen. Kitsune Rush plus, oh gosh, Kitsune Rush plus the Rocket Barrage. I think Alphen was out of range of that Kitsune Rush, which might have been just a little bit unfortunate. But a Meteor Strike kill taken onto Temperantia. Both of the DPS now out of play, but Senna's also out as well. Luna's bionated. If you can get a hit onto Luna, you probably got the kill here. Foggy's got Void in the meantime, and Westchester has to back up for right now. So they defend against this, the second defensive fight here for Westchester 1.
Man, I guess you could say with that Senna kill was more the meaty. All right, I'll go home now.
Oh,
anyway.
boy. Oh, boy.
I couldn't help it. Listen, puns are great, especially in Overwatch. But here we have Echo with the Orisa ult in just a second, and so much is going on in a 35% charge. And can get a kill, and Alpha gets a kill on Mayo, and Senna gets a headshot on Silent Storm, and Senna is actually switched back over to Roadhog.
Wait, Temperantia's got two, though. Temperantia's got two on the Death Blossom. If he can recover here, probably doesn't recover because he has no healers with him, but got two on the Death Blossom. Can you get rid of the Roadhog? Oh, that was so close. If you get rid of the Roadhog, you've got a chance, maybe. But you also have the Echo and the Lucio around you. But that was close, though.
Yeah, that was honestly pretty close, as Westchester managing to push this payload a little further, and they are very, very close to hitting a checkpoint here as Iowa Western coming out of this tunnel in Scrims Row. My bad. It's, Kings Row. That's a boring name. Get it out of here. We're calling it Scrims Row from now on, y'all.
Yeah, Scrims Row is technically it's the nickname for all these teams really that have played this game for a while and been on teams for a while. This is the map you scrim the most on, really. So, but here we go with straight kills. Actually, one of the DPSs on either side. What a good hook from Sinna. Their whole hog is now out and about here and gets rid of the Reaper. Temperantia had no shot against that with no Wraith form available. There's the Terror Surge kill, so that trades out the DPSs for right now. With all trade fights here, if you're Iowa Western, you're going to take on the defensive side. Now the Kitsune Rush only going to go for a short distance here, but it does stave off the steam from Iowa Western for just a little while here, as it is a nano boosted Foggy, but is Foggy going to be able to stay alive long enough for this to even matter? They will not. And right now, as the pushback happens, I mean, you're going to try to contest this, but a 5v3 situation for right now. Boyd's stuck there for a little while. Don't know what happened, but in the meantime, still kills falling down for Westchester CC. So the Vikings look like they're going to be able to cap, and they add another 90 to the bank.
Oh my god, Westchester CC absolutely managing to annihilate 3 of Western's, actually 2 DPS and 1 healer, but they are back pretty quickly. But that's a Riptire that is about to get ready for Alfan over on the Westchester CC side. And here we go. It's about to go down. Is it going to get a kill? And that is 1 kill only on Silent Storm, meaning that Iowa once again has lost their DPS, but Temperantia getting a kill on
the
Westchester Sinna. Oh! Okay.
Our first look at the Bastion. Oh, Luna. Oh, Luna. Taking off the dome of Keyline. Keyline's dome is elsewhere to be found here. Deadeye to stave off this team for a little while here. Almost got a headshot. Does get to find a kill onto Alphen. So Alphen peeks out just a little bit. I think Silent Storm's going to change her to a Sojourn, probably does so. And so now you're going to see what, or if these kills can fall for Westchester, because Westchester decides we're still going to fight this. Sinna's alive. Let's just keep pushing this. And absolutely, they're popping off. Sinna's got 2 already in the back line, has a whole hog available. Temperantia is going to fall oh so low because no healers on their side. Has the whole hog to use. No one's pushing the card in the meantime, though. But Sinna finds 2 on the whole hog. That's the Bastion and the Baptiste gone. Oh. Luna's got the overclock. Luna finds the dome in the air of Silent Storm, rather. And this, or Mabel rather, and now Silent Storm also going down as well. The only person left to try to contest this is the Bastion. This time I used just to invest it in 2 minutes and 13 seconds on the clock. Westchester goes uno, dos, adios, completing the map. 3-0 here with 2:13 on the clock. Western got to make up a lot of time here.
My god, this is just round 1. If Western has any chance of coming back on this, they're going to have to come back aggressive like they have never played in their lives if they want to make it out of this. This is absolutely nutty.
Yeah, this is nuts. Iowa Western did all they can there, but I think what the nail in the coffin there was Luna getting the headshot onto Mavo, because that signaled pretty much you lose a big healer and out for 10 seconds, especially on that last push. And look, Westchester could have backed off a little bit because because I believe one of their players went down for a little while. They could have backed off, but Sinna's like, no. We have the man advantage. We're going in. And so the Roadhog getting 2 kills there late in that fight allowed Westchester to regroup again, push right back in. And so then Iowa Western really had no answer to a whole hog plus an overclock that Luna and Sinna both had. So Westchester coming out with a big comeback there for a win. And now Iowa Western on their side, on the attacking side, Westchester gonna basically pull out everything on the meta except for Alfan, who is on the Junkrat. Shout out Sepulence. And then Iowa Western, in the meantime, pulls out the Orisa and is gonna pull out a Farmer here at the same time. So the Pharmacy's out, and a Widowmaker start as well for Iowa Western. So Iowa Western probably looking for a first pick here. And what is going on? Oh, they're just grouping up over here. Oh, right around the soldier and stuff. But what is going on?
I'm concerned, but also confused. But somewhere Sepulence is absolutely just crying with tears of joy as Alfan tearing it up as Junkrat on this map. You know what? I'd be crying tears of joy, too, if somebody would play Junker Queen. Yeah. That's never going to happen.
Well, because of the key. Well, if key equals a thing, then the Junker Queen is probably not going to happen unless something happens. Unless the Mythic, when the Mythic skin comes out, you know, during Season 2, maybe a lot more people will play Junker Queen when that Mythic skin is released. But in the meantime, Temperantia is going to just run right in, and with the help of the Orisa, it takes down Luna. So now it's a back-off game here for Westchester. They don't necessarily have to push in right now because Luna does come back here in a little while. The question is, do they want to recontest? They have the numbers to do so again in a 4v5 situation, and the question is, they will contest this again. Sinna's back inside, and no Bionades either from Iowa Western, meaning that he can just stay in there with that take a breather unless he gets stunned out of it. And now Temperantia's got the hook, and Temperantia on the kill feed kills himself, so that's just because of the rocket close range on the Roadhog. And now Sinna again just causing so much havoc, so much dangerous situations here. Silent Storm able to find a way out without getting on to that hook punch combo. But when Foggy's gone and you've got a whole hog, that combination spells trouble, and that combination spells back off as Iowa Western has to relinquish the point for right now.
Oink, oink. I hope somebody ordered the Bacon Lovers pizza, but it is very obvious that for Iowa Western, they did not, and they are not happy about it. But can they return it? Absolutely not, as Cinna just causing absolute mayhem on the point, unable to be down no matter how many times Western done for him. It's like, it just wasn't working. Cinna could just heal and heal and heal, and just absolutely being healed by some of the backline. It was just absolutely nasty as Alfan takes the dome from Silent Storm immediately. Can we go for a double? Can we go for a double? I mean, some shots hit him, but Luna managing to get a kill on Mayo instead, meaning that Western is without a pretty key healer here, but Keyline managing to stay alive just long enough, but I cannot say the same for Fuyugi.
Well, I mean, it was a double kill in a sense. I mean, you saw 2 headshots. One was from Luna, but one was from Alfred. So, I mean, in a long-range sense, yes, they got a double kill on their own, but with the long range here, Iowa Western's really not contesting them, if anything, and they do have 5 ultimates. This is going to be a crazy fight. There's 9 ultimates on the board, mind you, so Cinna's the only one without an ult, and Cinna can probably build up that ult in one fight. But when your Mercy gets taken out like that, it's not a good thing, really. And
oh my god!
Oh boy, Alfin's just popping off. That's 2 kills on the pharmacy, both on the pharmacy combo. Now the Widow in so much trouble here. Can they hit a shot? No, but it's a trade-off though, because you get rid of Void with that Terror Surge, so it's a 3-on-2 trade. However, if you're Iowa Western, it's not too bad because the spawners are in your point. But then the Lucio plus the Roadhog keeps this team in check. A minute 15, there goes your Para. And yet again, it's going to be Westchester winning the trade fight. And a minute left to go for Iowa Western to stay in this game.
Oh my god, Westchester just absolutely tearing this up. Here we were thinking, right, Western was going to be able to take the objective, and they got at least 2 stacks on, but that last one that they need to be able to come back, it just isn't there. Not just yet. I don't know what it's going to take for them to be able to push this, but it is going to have to take a lot, as here we go with Kiriko managing to pop up here, managing to get a couple of shots off on some of the players, but will it be enough? We won't know until that happens. But some ultimates coming up for Westchester. Here we go with the rush, and Iowa Western losing so many key players. There goes 2 DPS, including Silent Storm. Temperantia Fogi is the next one out, and Mayo the next one out as well. I don't think Keyline's lasting another second here, and that is it for Western, as they are absolutely murked with just a few seconds left on the clock.
That is a huge stagger. Temperantia is out. God. The Mercy's also out for a couple of seconds as well. That's huge, because now with only 15 seconds left, this is go, go, go. This is desperation mode here. And now Cinna's in the back line. You have a headshot on the Winston, who's got to jump in about 3 seconds here. Oh no, Alfin's got rid of 2. This is not good. Iowa Western might be out of the playoffs here entirely. And now rid of the Winston. You've got nothing to touch the point. This is good night, Reavers. And the Vikings will march on in to the next round of the playoffs. A 3-0 sweep. Broom out of the closet and all. And so the Vikings will march on to play the number 4 seed of the Hawken College Hawks in a 3-0 game over the Reavers of Iowa Western. What a game from WCC.
I'm gonna just say this. If Cinna has 1 million fans, I'm one of them. If Cinna has 10 fans, I'm one of them. If Cinna has only 1 fan, that is me. If Cinna has no fans, that means I am no longer on this plane of existence. If the world is against Cinna, I am obviously 100% against the world.
Oh boy. You hear a caster say something from chat. This is pretty interesting. I know Ash probably wasn't looking at the screen probably wasn't looking at the screen on the right side to read all that.
Monitor, shush. I'm being bullied,
I'm using
guys.
the double monitors for a second. But anyways, a 3-0 win on Kings Row. You're just joining. If you're just joining us here, Lijiang Tower. Oh boy, we're having fun here in the caster booth. Lijiang Tower, 2-0 win for them, for Westchester, only giving up 73%. A clean sweep on Control Center. Night Market 173. Coliseo, after going down 50 meters, Westchester goes up and completes the entire map. And on Kings Row, you just saw a complete sweep, 3-0 there. So Westchester moving on. The number 13 seed knocks out the number 20 seed from the playoffs. So Iowa Western season done here for this semester. And then Hawken College Hawks await the winner, aka the Westchester Vikings, 5-1 versus an undefeated Hawken College Hawks. So this will be a good matchup, and Westchester getting some momentum going into the next match. So we will take a short break and we'll talk about the momentum. If we can get an interview here, we'll take a short break. We come back, we'll see if we can talk with one of the players from the winning team of the Westchester Vikings. It's the NJCAAE playoffs right here on Esports U.
Hey guys, KTAD here, and just like that, another season of ECAC Esports. Regular season play has come to a close. Over the last 8 weeks, we saw a crazy amount of hype competition from some of the best collegiate esports has to offer. And as usual, you guys have me one last time to break it all down and to show you guys what we thought were some of the top plays this week. And honestly, guys, I don't have much more to say. Just check it out because I think we've got some really incredible clips here. Let's take a look. In our opening clip, it's Professor Dementium with a straight boot off the stage to kick things off for Bloomfield.
Got himself one, kicked back off stage though. But the air dodge is going to be that Bowser. He'll do it again and he'll also bring himself that down smash so he gets quickly back before that Falcon's able to take any sort of advantage. But well, you're gone. The spikes come through. It's a clean kick to wrap things up. And well, he's got one. He's got one stock for his troubles.
Up next, the duel of Donkers and Robeast have some things to say with this beautiful 1-2 combo to close the door on Albany.
Hit the intersection and go straight up in the air for Robeast, who's going to work Central Missouri into the offense. Flip reset's a good one. The pass down to Donkers, and he finds the net. A 3-goal deficit in Game 3.
I gotta say, Curtis, it seems like after these two teams came out of Game 2, right? Again.
In our next play, who needs to be able to see your enemy when you can just take a educated guess?
Great, 1-for-1 over towards Catwalk. There's still more where that came from. Myranium is next up, and he will take a couple too many fights. Solsta as well is going to be able to take a couple of fights, winning them both. It's a 1v3, and Novacorium won't be able to do anything. Johnson, Wales.
At number 5, it's Saltonics with this huge flank onto Cole College to secure Temple of Anubis for his team.
Right now, it's got to be just destroying it straight up. Maybe with the Coalescence, maybe the Supercharger, but that Riptire could just immediately rip through.
Here's that Riptire. It does move Joker, but it could have been a catastrophic play. Now Nightbolt is pulled all the way off the point, and that's an easy one. Tonic's coming in with the triple off of that crucial rocket barrage, and that is all of them off the point.
Now it's down to Joker just to get the touch onto the point. Tracer.
Coming back to the Bloomfield versus Keene matchup, it was a clutch finish from Zenipu as he finishes off Brandon without dropping a single stock.
No, one more lease on life. Lease on life indeed for Brandon. Looking to hold the ledge, but a recovery from Zenipu. He says second time's the charm. He'll send him to the moon, and once again, Zenipu will not drop a stock.
Last packing our way into the number 2 spot though, it's a 4K from Butta to cement the lead for Providence College.
Back roads around the high ground to try and avoid that as much as possible.
Oh my absolute days! Here was me looking for that Transcendence to counteract the grab, and no, it was just a big fat go button. In comes the pulse bomb, down goes SUNY Poly Wildcats.
Phil, I can't remember the last time I've seen...
Last packing our way into the number 2 spot though, it's a 4K from Butta to cement the lead for Providence College.
Not much more. That tap can go a long way in the latter half, right? Now Retna bringing out that Stimmy, trying to get the opportunity to move the team in forward. Okay, there's that showstopper I was thinking about. It looks like D-Nuns is going to have that show stopped. Sal, not particularly far behind, a 4v2. But really starting to wake up here on the race.
Yeah, wow, so impressive. And 4K there, just going straight through the entire team like a bulldozer. Will not stop until all are taken down.
And in our top play from the last week of regular season play, it is a nail-biter last-second goal that will keep you guessing until the very end.
Leaves their own open, a little bit of high pass, you angle it in, but it's just off the top of the goalpost.
Goalpost coming in deep. Matrix able to find something here. The demolition comes through. 7 seconds left for a true game win, but in overtime, feeling incredibly likely, but tied out of a wide open goal. No! Orbital, the waffle iron has been flipped, and Farmingdale finds themselves up 4-3. 2 seconds left on the clock. The only hope for Louisville to win this out is with a kickoff goal. They cannot make a single mistake, or they will.
And with that, I mean, what more do you guys want me to say? It was a crazy week to wrap things up, but it's really just been a crazy season overall with the addition of Division A and what I personally think is some of the most competitive action here in collegiate esports. I mean, what a season, and there's only much more to come. With the playoffs starting on April 4th, you guys can expect to see a lot more action that will continue all throughout the month, and that will wrap up on the week of April 25th. Now, if you guys want to stay up to date on all of that, make sure you follow us on Twitter at ECAC_esports, or follow us on Twitch at twitch.tv/ECAC_esports. Mondays and Tuesdays matches will be lighting off at 8 p.m. Eastern. On Wednesdays, it is going to be the doubleheader of Rocket League and Overwatch at 7 p.m. Eastern. So make sure you guys are tuned in. And as for me and the rest of the crew behind the scenes that works on not only just the production, but these highlight videos for you guys, we just want to say thank you for joining us for what has been another incredible season. And we look forward to so much more that we're going to bring you guys in the next school year, in the fall and the spring and beyond. We've got a lot of great things coming, so stick around, don't go anywhere. Come back right here to this channel, to this Twitter, to this Twitch, to this YouTube, wherever it is you see this. Stay tuned, because even more is on the way. Thank you guys once again. I've been K-Tad. It's been a wonderful season, and we'll see you next time.
First, can you just tell me a little bit about yourself?
Hi, so my name is Caitlin. I'm a part of Farmingdale State College's Esports Club. I am captain of the Valorant Green Team. I am a second semester sophomore at Farmingdale State College, and I'm 19 years old.
Okay, do you like Farmingdale so far?
Yeah, it's really great. The program I'm in is very specialized, and it's not offered that often in the East Coast, so it's pretty nice. I enjoy it.
And what's your major?
My major is aerospace professional pilot degree.
Oh, wow, that's really cool.
Thank you.
So, is this your first time on an esports team?
No, so I've been a part of the Valorant team for 2 semesters, and this is my third semester, and it's my first time ever being a captain.
Okay, oh, that's awesome. Can you tell me a little bit about what it's like being a captain?
So a lot of times I'm organizing the team, making sure everyone is properly set for upcoming games, um, getting scrims for our team, and kind of just making sure everyone is there, present, and possible, and able to play the games that we're gonna, be participating in. We're participating in 2 leagues this semester, so it's kind of hectic.
Oh gosh, yeah, definitely. I can see that. How is it different for you as a player versus as a captain? Do you feel a lot of responsibility?
I basically have the responsibility of choosing who, really plays, what type of characters everyone's playing, and what positions and roles we are all doing, as well as being there not only as a team member, but also being seen as in a leadership role and having that sort of respect there, and being able to delegate everyone's role in the team. So it's definitely a lot more different, and my voice.
Welcome back from the break, everybody. Clutch Key alongside Ashervok here. Just witnessed a 3-0 win for the Westchester Vikings to advance on now to round number 2 to take on the number 4 Hawking College Hawks. And joining us from the victorious team of the Vikings is one of the supports known as Sussy Nako. Welcome into the
Hi,
show.
everyone.
Hello.
It's great to be here.
No, nice to see you here, and a great win for you guys to start off your playoff run. A 3-0 win over Iowa Western. You guys did. It started looking on night market very beginning from 100 to 73%, but since then, from that point on, it was an entire great performance from you guys all the way through. So let's talk about your performance the entire way through here. What's this game going to be like going for momentum going forward into this next match?
We're probably going to be the same, because we're a team,
Yeah.
We like each other, we play well with each other, and we're just gonna just keep that mindset going because we got this,
Yeah.
Yeah, and I gotta ask, what in God's name was going through your comms when you went with the Doomfist pick on Kings Row that first time around? I gotta know, man.
Actually, I was pretty silent for the most part on that.
Who is the shot? Who is the shot caller for different for different comps and all that? Because we saw a flurry of different compositions. I mean, we mainly saw the meta, right? The Roadhog, Reaper, Soldier, and Lucio and Kidogu composition, but it kind of got crazy in there a little while. I mean, I know. I think at one point you went over to the Mercy, if I remember this correctly, to play on that double flyer.
We went, double flyer.
Yeah,
that's like our meme teams, not meme. That's our teams. Or Kings Row comp that we usually do.
It's pretty funny. I mean, well, scrim.
It is,
yeah,
it is very fun to play. It is very
Yeah.
fun to play. So that's why sometimes we do it.
Right. So and it worked out. It worked out well for you guys going in for a little while, and then
It did.
and then going for a little bit of a switch at the end there. But not to say you guys did complete the map, so a good one overall. But last question for you guys, for you before you leave. For you guys again going into this next map, is there anything you're worried about against this number 4 team from Hawking College Hawks, the team you're facing coming up next?
I'm not worried.
There's no worry at all. No worry. No team's got no worries at all. It's just go into it and you guys got this.
Yeah, pretty much. We're just going this with the same mindset that
I like
we
the
went
bravery.
to this round.
Yeah, I love
That's
it.
pretty cool, man.
Yeah, I love it. I love the very head open there. Very good way to go and go in for its attitude there. So again, Sasinaka joining us. We thank you very much for joining us here inside of the booth. And good luck in your next game against number 4.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you very much. And again, Sasinaka there joining us here inside of the booth, and a good win for them, 3-0 overall for the Westchester Vikings. Again, advancing on to play the number 4 seed, the undefeated in group stages Hawking College Hawks there. So, I mean, this is going to be very interesting. If this match what we saw going into this game, even if it was a 3-0, it was a very exciting 3-0. Cannot wait to see what's going to happen between number 4 and number 13.
Yeah, and I know next match, right? Seeing Hawking play like the last couple of games, right? It's absolutely going to be the unstoppable object versus the immovable force, right? Because you have two teams built up with so much aggression, and some of the comps that they have gone with have been absolutely life-saving to a point where it's both led them to sweeps. Like, I have no idea how the next match is going to go, but I guarantee you it is probably not going to be a 3-0 sweep like we saw today, that's for sure.
Definitely not going to be a 3-0 sweep. It's going to be a very, very hard-fought match, and I think all of us back here in the booth believe that. But we will take a little bit of an elongated break here. Not a break for the rest of the day, but it'll be some sort of break here as we will come back here for another Overwatch match coming up at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. We have the ECC semifinals going on between Malloy University and New York Tech. Want to thank Colton, our producer, Cool Scoots in the background, for observing as well. Ash, to you, it's always fun despite being the Glass fan. No, I'm just joking. But
I will
the
kill
fan.
you, Clutch. Do not tempt me,
Shock
man.
fan versus the Glass fan here in the
Shock
booth.
fan? Ew.
Shock fan versus the
Disgusting.
Glass fan here in the booth. We're having a lot of fun. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you in a couple of hours here. Two and a half hours from now, 3:30 or 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll see you then. Take care, everybody.
And I really always have been interested in FPSs. So that background has always been there. So my transfer onto Valorant was pretty easy.
That's cool. What have you done to improve yourself in game over time?
So one thing, for my teams especially, I have open communication where we're able to really give our constructive criticism without taking offense. And me as a captain, especially being it being my first semester, I find it really important that everyone is able to come to me and communicate like, "Hey, Kate, I don't know how I feel about doing this," or "I want my voice to be heard about this specific thing." And just basically taking into consideration everyone's voice and having that open line of communication is really helpful, and that's something I find really important.
Okay. Do you carry that strategy into your everyday life as well, would you say?
Yeah, communication is really important to me, especially in aviation with crew members. You're always trying to communicate properly and efficiently to get the assigned goal completed, and that works in video games as well as in aviation. So I feel like it transfers very well, and I put my 100% effort in everything I do. I put 100% in the team, the leagues that we're participating in, communicating with opposing teams that we might be going against. All those things, I take it really important and can transfer very well into everyday life.
Can you tell me a little bit about what you think about CECC and just competing in general?
It's a lot of fun, and we're so grateful for the opportunity to participate. And this is something that every single member of our team has said. We've never had the opportunity to really compete in a fashion where it's not only fun, we're able to make friends, talk to other people from different schools. It's just an amazing opportunity and something we would love to participate in the future as well.
Yeah, we're really happy you feel that way. When your team is competing with other teams, are there any specific teams or schools that your team kind of looks out for?
I think we all have the mentality of it doesn't matter who the other team is. We're gonna put 100% effort, and we're going to maintain our mental, even if the other team is full of radiance. It's not something we're gonna keep in mind because we will be able to beat them. Fingers crossed.
Definitely. Yeah, that's a really good mindset. As you probably know, March is Women's History Month, and you being a woman in esports, how do you think that has an effect on esports? What does it mean to you to be a woman in esports and as a captain? Just could you talk about that for a little bit?
Coming into being a woman in aviation, which is already really a niche type of thing, especially women in video games, things like that. It's just we're kind of the minority, and keeping that in mind, a lot of times you have to represent yourself properly because you are representing such a small community. So I feel proud and honored to be a part of the women's in aviation as well as being a woman in esports, and it's a lot of fun, and just understanding that us girls are here too, and we're as good as everyone else, and that we have the opportunity to be a leader in esports, and that we're equal to everyone. It's really important to keep that in mind because we're here even though you might not see us too often.
I know you said as captain your voice is heard, but when you first started to be a captain, did everyone take you seriously being a girl? Was that respect there, or did you struggle with that?
So I would say initially when I first got on the team, I was put onto a support role, and everyone knows that women normally play healer when it comes to going into any game. And now I'm playing more of a controller based or sentinel, which is very crucial for holding down sites. So by playing that now and then having those semesters in my backpack of experience, everyone has treated me with respect, and uh, I would hope it stays that way. And either way, I demand respect because I reciprocate that respect to everyone else. So it's definitely difficult, especially for girls starting out. That toxicity is there, especially even now. Whenever I play a game without my team there, that toxicity is there just for being a girl. But as long as you don't have that mindset of them affecting you because you're better than them anyway, it's fine.
Definitely. Well, that's good. I'm happy that you're getting respect that you deserve, and that's awesome. And thank you so much again for your time, and I really appreciate it.
No problem. I just wanted to add that our esports club as well, started only with 13 students and 2 teams in 2019. And now we're up to 19 different teams and over 350 students in to date in 2021. Like that progress is there. And even if you have such a small, like, if you think that things are so small, realize that a community is there for you, especially being a female in esports. That community is there for you.
Definitely. That's a great way to end it. Thank you so much. And thank you so much for sharing your story. I really appreciate it again and your time. Just thank you overall. That's awesome. Keep
No
doing what
problem.
you're doing.
Thank you
Thank
for the
you.
opportunity.
Of course. I hope you have a good rest of your day.
You too.
Thanks. Bye.
All it's supposed to feel. break, always fight, never quit, do it right, play the game, win it life, have no shame, there's no time, feel the pain, live the grind, I could change, in my mind, pick a lane,